The 2024 update has brought a wave of new changes, rebalancing old favorites and adding new updates to classic rules. Today, we're taking a look at a couple of feats that received a significant glow-up in 2024, talking about what they used to do and how they were upgraded to match the new version of D&D. Let's start off with a feat that enables one of my personal favorite martial archetypes, Dual Wielder. This feat was originally designed to give two-weapon fighting some extra oomph. However, due to its limitations in 2014, it often felt suboptimal to other combat styles. I'm looking at you, Great Weapon Master. However, the 2024 version brings with it some significant upgrades, making it much more attractive and effective. In 2014, when you took the Dual Wielder feat, you got a couple of bonuses. First, a +1 bonus to your AC while you're wielding two different weapons in different hands. Second, you gain the ability to use two-weapon fighting without the light property, meaning you could wield weapons like longswords or rapiers for more damage. And third, you can draw and stow two weapons instead of one weapon, making switching weapons just more convenient. While the AC bonus and the removal of the light weapon requirement was nice, it really didn't have much effective use due to how two-weapon fighting worked in the original 5th edition. The new 2024 version changes it up a bit, granting similar, yet arguably more powerful benefits, also making use of the new weapon masteries introduced in 2024. Firstly, instead of gaining +1 AC, you gain a +1 bonus to your strength or dexterity modifier, capping out at 20. Secondly, when you attack with a light weapon, you can make one additional attack as a bonus action with a different weapon that doesn't have the two-handed property. And third, you can also maintain the ability to draw or stow two weapons when you could normally only draw or stow one. While this might initially sound unimpactful, let's go over what that actually means. Changing from the AC bonus to a stat bonus helps you grow your primary combat stat. This improves your attack rolls, your damage, and possibly even increases your AC. The original version allowed you to dual wield non-light weapons, but in 2024 the focus is using light weapons to gain that extra attack. This change encourages dual wielders to lean into faster, more agile weapons, while also giving them a significant boost in offense, which also encourages the use of dexterity-based builds, thereby encouraging using dexterity for your modifier and possibly increasing your AC anyways. And with the emphasis on the light weapon property, it effectively just gives you another attack per round. So while the AC bonus removal might sound initially like a nerf, with its new focus, it actually leans more into the whole agile, nimble style of dexterity-based dual-wielding builds. Instead of the somewhat awkward balance between light and non-light weapons, this update focuses on what dual wielders excel at. And aside from just fitting the theme of dual wielding much better than its predecessor, the offensive and defensive boosts you get from this choice make dual wielding finally a viable option in 2024. Now, keeping with the similar topic, we move to another martial feat with Defensive Duelist. This feat was designed to give dexterous characters a solid reaction-based defensive boost, but its original version was extremely limiting. The 2024 update brings some significant improvements, and honestly, it might just be a bit too powerful. In 2014, if you were wielding a finesse weapon in one hand and an enemy hit you with an attack, you can use your reaction to add your proficiency bonus for your AC for that one attack. This might cause the one attack to miss, and that was the one use of this feat. The new 2024 version brings with it a +1 bonus to your dexterity and improved the reaction significantly. Instead of the AC bonus being only for that one attack, it now lasts until the start of your next turn. This means the AC boost applies to all melee attacks against you, not just one. This is particularly effective when you are surrounded or engaging multiple enemies, significantly improving your survivability. And being honest, since you can do this every single round, your AC is just permanently increased by your proficiency bonus. That's pretty bonkers if you ask me. This is a major upgrade, which obviously increases your defensive capabilities, but also slightly increases your offensive abilities with that +1 strength or dex. All these changes make Defensive Duelist a must-have pick for any character wielding a finesse weapon, and even more so for those dexterity-based dual-wielding characters. But enough about dual wielding, let's move on to the other martial archetype with the big bad two-handed Great Weapon Master. Great Weapon Master has long been the go-to for heavy-hitting melee fighters, offering massive damage potential at the cost of accuracy. The new version, however, retools the feat, maintaining its destructive power while making it more consistent and versatile across all levels of play. In 2014, Great Weapon Master offered two main benefits. First, before making a melee attack, you can take a -5 penalty to your attack bonus to increase the potential damage you deal by 10. This was the defining feature of the feat, offering incredible damage potential at the cost of a significant reduction in your accuracy. But the second bonus was if you scored a critical hit or reduced a creature to 0 hit points on your turn with a melee attack, you could make another melee attack with your bonus action. This gave you a satisfying way to chain extra attacks after big moments like critical hits or finishing blows. But the 2024 version changes it up by making it slightly less powerful up front, but making it much more consistent. Firstly, the new version grants you a +1 to strength, increasing your primary combat stat. This directly improves your attack rolls, damage, and any strength-based checks, giving you more value for the feat. But it also changes the extra damage bit around quite a bit. Instead of the -5 penalty in exchange for the +10 bonus to your damage, you instead deal damage equal to your proficiency bonus whenever you hit with a melee weapon. Being that proficiency bonuses go anywhere from +2 to +6, this extra damage scales with you as you level to ensure a steady boost in your overall damage without the added risk of potentially missing your attacks. And just like before, it maintained the last benefit, being able to make an extra attack whenever you critically hit or reduce a creature to 0 hit points. The new version rewards you without having to gamble your chance of actually hitting the attack, making this version much more reliable and effective over time, especially at higher levels. While it might be a large nerf in the earlier levels, the trade-off is pretty clear. By removing the risky -5 penalty for proficiency-based damage, the feat becomes much more dependable across all levels of play. Now, Great Weapon Master is a reliable source of extra damage that scales well into higher levels without forcing you to gamble your attack. Now, before we move on to the final 2 feats, I just want to remind you that there's a like and subscribe button down there. You know, you can click it if you wanted to. You should do it. But now with that awkward segue out of the way, let's talk about a completely different style of feat with the new 2024 version of Healer. The new update takes what was already a solid utility feat and makes it much more flexible, maximizing healing potential across the board. In 5e, the Healer feat gave you a couple of benefits. 1. You could stabilize a dying creature as an action. And 2. You can use your Healer's Kit to restore 1d6 +4 hit points to a creature, plus additional hit points equal to that creature's maximum number of hit dice. Pretty self-explanatory, but the 2024 version changes it up pretty significantly. First, you can use your Healer's Kit on a target and expend one of their hit dice. You then roll that hit dice and add your proficiency bonus to the roll, restoring that many hit points to the target. But the big change is if you roll a 1 on any healing die, be it from this feat or a spell, you can re-roll it. This is bonkers for any sort of healing reliability. While the Healer's Kit was technically nerfed, the ability to re-roll 1s on any healing is a subtle but incredibly powerful improvement. Since it applies to all healing, it is immediately more impactful for classes like Druids and Clerics who tend to pick up healing spells. It makes sure if they do spend a spell slot on a healing spell that even if they roll low, it doesn't feel like it's wasted. This just is flat out more effective than it was originally in 2014. And when you consider the healing changes in 2024, effectively giving every single healing spell an additional die up front of healing, it is significantly more impactful than it would be in 2014. Ultimately, the Healer feat takes the power away from that single Healer's Kit use and shifts it into more consistent healing output. So while it might not be the most exciting feat, it's definitely worth taking a look at and may even be a must-have for any potential party healer. And for our final feat for today, we move on into the other realm of spellcasting with the updates to Spell Sniper. The 2024 update changes it up a little bit, making it more versatile and adding some key improvements that enhance the usability across all scenarios. In 2014, Spell Sniper gave you a couple of benefits. Firstly, you could double the range of any spell that required an attack roll, giving your spells an incredible reach. Second, your ranged spell attacks ignored half cover and 3/4 cover, making it easier to hit enemies hiding behind obstacles. And third, you learned one cantrip that required an attack roll chosen from a spell list of your choice. While these were all pretty cool benefits, they could be qualified as niche, so in 5.24 they changed it up a bit. The only thing they kept same as the original was that you can avoid half and 3/4 cover with your spells. But they added 3 new awesome benefits. Firstly, it now increases your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma by 1. Second, you can cast ranged attack spells without suffering disadvantage when an enemy is within 5 feet of you. And thirdly, instead of doubling the range of your spells, the new version adds a flat 60 feet to any spell with a range of at least 10 feet that uses an attack roll. Now, since it doesn't just double the range of your spells, but adds a flat 60, it enables all of your spells rather than just the long range ones. This allows all of your ranged spell attacks to be more effective, up to a minimum of 70 feet, significantly improving the amount of options you have when choosing what spell you want to use. And not to mention, it's not just increasing the range of your spells, but you're also getting a +1 bonus to your mental stat. This improves your spell attack rolls, increases your spell save DC, and just the general effectiveness of your spellcasting overall. Really, the 2024 update takes a good feat and just makes it a better one. The addition of an ability score improvement and the ability to cast in range without disadvantage make it far more versatile and powerful. And while the loss of a bonus cantrip might be a significant hit, the new features more than compensate for it. But what do you think? Are these the top feat changes for the 2024 update, or did I miss some? Leave a comment below and let me know. And hey, if you're looking for more ways to enjoy the game, why not hit that like button and subscribe for more epic spell breakdowns, combos, and maybe even a few DM survival tips for players who might watch videos like this one. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.